Congratulations on your interview invite from Wharton. You are in great company and you should feel very proud. The Wharton team-based discussion is a unique interview process that really mirrors the kind of learning style and collaborative environment that you experience at Wharton. My name is Aniekeme Admissions and I am an MBA admissions coach and the founder of Aniekeme Admissions Consulting, helping candidates land top US business schools and scholarship offers. I attended Wharton myself, so a few years ago, I also participated in the team-based discussion. In this video, I'll share with you 5 tips for the Wharton TBD and for the one-on-one interview that follows afterwards. Let's start with the structure of the Wharton interview process. The team-based discussion, which will be held virtually until further notice, is a conversation between you and 4 to 5 other Wharton MBA aspirants. You are given a prompt and you're expected to come to the interview with a response, a proposal to that prompt that you'll share with the group and then discuss as a group in coming to a tangible and defined outcome. The prompt changes every year, but typically it's around planning something meaningful and experiential for the Wharton community, like a trip, a conference, a course. There'll be 1 or 2 admissions fellows or members of the AdCom during your interview. They'll come in the beginning, they'll introduce themselves, reintroduce the prompt and the structure of the interview, and then they'll hand the virtual floor over to you and your group to have your discussion. The TBD will last for 35 minutes total. For the first 5 to 6 minutes, each member of the TBD will spend 60 seconds introducing themselves and pitching their proposal. Afterwards, the timer will be set for 25 minutes for the group to discuss and come to a consensus. At the end of the 25 minutes, you will have 5 minutes to present your group proposal to the interviewer or interviewers. After the team-based discussion is done, each person will participate in a 10-minute one-on-one interview with an admissions fellow or AdCom member. And whoever is in charge of your group will let you know the order in which the one-on-ones will take place, and everyone else will be in the waiting room as you wait for your turn for that interview. And that's the structure of the Wharton team-based discussion and interview process. So now, strategy and 5 tips for tackling the Wharton interview. To create a winning strategy, you have to understand what it takes to win, what it is that the AdCom is looking for with the team-based discussion. And they tell us, they say, our hope is that through the team-based discussion, our applicants will not only be able to present how they approach and think about certain challenges and opportunities, but that they will also have a chance to experience firsthand the teamwork and learning dynamic that is central to the Wharton MBA program. Wharton is a very collaborative community. In your first year, you will take your core classes with a group of 4 to 6, in a group of 4 to 6, called your learning team. And Wharton was the first school to pioneer the learning team model, so this collaborative nature is a core part of the DNA of the school. And the TBD is a fantastic way, given interview constraints, for the admissions committee to really get a sense and evaluate the type of community member that you will be at Wharton in that collaborative culture. The first tip is to come prepared. Memorize your introduction and your pitch. Taking a step back, craft your introduction in such a way that it highlights parts of you that are relevant to what you're proposing in your pitch. Remember that you have only 60 seconds. So write out what you want to say, practice, time it, and have it memorized. And here's why you want to memorize this part of your interview. It's the first thing that you're going to contribute. So being able to deliver it close to perfectly will give you a boost of confidence as you go through the rest of the discussion. You don't want to sound like a robot though, so make sure that you're bringing parts of your personality into the pitch. You don't need to memorize the rest of the details of your proposal, but know it thoroughly enough so that if it's your idea that the team kind of galvanizes a consensus around, you'll have additional details to supply, answers to questions when they come up, and you'll be able to take a leadership role if the conversation kind of leads in that direction. Number 2, know your team. Everyone in the TBD is a potential classmate, but more than that, they are people that you are having a conversation with. Come to the interview with scratch paper on the side and take down people's names along with a little bit of a note on their idea. In the virtual format, you have people's names on the screen, so you can pay attention when they're introducing themselves to how they pronounce it, if it's an atypical name or if they have a preferred first name that they go by. Then during the course of the interview, you want to refer to people by name as you ask them questions or bring them into the conversation. Number 3, claim your contribution. Everybody has a strength that they bring to a team dynamic. What is yours? Reflect on it. Think about the role that you typically play in conversations. Some people synthesize what's been said and make sure that everyone is on the same page and moving in the same direction. Some people keep the time and make sure the conversation is progressing such that you're able to meet the goal within the allotted time. Some other people pay attention to who isn't contributing as much and draw them into the conversation. Whatever your team dynamic strength is, that self-awareness is part of the interpersonal intelligence that is valuable in a collaborative culture like Wharton's. Number 4, be considerate. This is a team-based discussion. Don't criticize others. Don't interrupt others. Don't speak on top of others. You are here to be a team player. And this doesn't mean that you can't disagree with an idea, but in everything that you say, be considerate. Winning here does not mean steamrolling over other people. You may need to step up to lead if, given the team dynamic, that direction is lacking. But even in a leadership position, realize that you are guiding and this is still a team conversation. So don't monopolize the floor. And if there's an opportunity to draw someone into the conversation who isn't speaking as much, do that. You may say, hey, Cindy, I'm really curious to hear what you think about this. It's a really good quality to be a person who thinks about others and also wants them to shine. Number 5, finish strong. Remember that the point of this interview is to come to a consensus and have a proposal that you will present at the end of it. So regardless of how fun and energizing or how on the other side draining the conversation gets, don't forget the goal of it and finish strong. Make sure that that happens before the time elapses. So those are 5 tips for the team-based discussion. And one question that typically comes up is this: does it hurt my chances if my idea isn't chosen? And the short answer is no. And the longer answer is, how could it? I mean, there are 4 or 5 other people in the team-based discussion, and typically just one idea is going to be the one that will be proposed. It might end up in the course of the conversation being a galvanizing of different parts of people's ideas, but ultimately you're not being judged on whether it's your idea that the team rallied around. You are being evaluated on the overall, your contribution to the team dynamic and the overall team dynamic. Now that you know how to tackle the TBD, let's talk about the one-on-one interview that you'll have with an admissions fellow, which is a current student or a member of the admissions committee. You'll get 10 minutes and you will typically be asked 2 to 3 questions. And some typical questions are, why Wharton, why an MBA, and why now? So have responses to those questions ready in the context of the application that you submitted to Wharton. You may also be asked a question around what your role was or some reflective question on the TBD. So also be aware of that. And then with the one-on-one interview, you will also get the opportunity to ask your interviewer questions. So come prepared for that. Don't ask a question that you can find the answer to online. You probably already know that. Be thoughtful about the question that you ask during that time. Have fun with this. Prepare and enjoy the conversation with your group in the TBD and with your interviewer on the one-on-one interview. I hope this video has been helpful. Check out my website for more insights and tips, aniekeme.com. You can also sign up for the newsletter there to get weekly updates and tips from me. Again, congratulations on your interview invite and good luck.